Hi everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. Hey, have you decided to make your own Christmas cards this year and you're starting to wonder, all right, I make these really beautiful cards with all these wonderful embellishments and glitter and everything else, but what about the inside of a card? What should happen there? I admit this has been something that has kept me up at night trying to figure out how do I make a card look really professional with a sentiment on the inside. And I have come up with a technique. I'm assuming this is something that people are interested in seeing because I got a lot of response when I posted this on as like a sneak peek on my Facebook page. Okay, so I'm going to share with you. So right now you can see that my machine, you can hear maybe my machine cutting and writing this sentiment on the inside of a card. And I am a very visual person. So I wanted to just point out that if you wanted to use, for instance, like a patterned piece, and I want to show you what that looks like. I thought this looked really interesting, you know, with the music in the background, or perhaps something like this. Polka dots, right? I mean, it looks really cool. So the reason why I say that I'm a visual person is that the technique that I came up with is if I pick out the interior, this is just a layered card. We've done these before. It has the top and then the 1, 2, 3 colors middle, see, attached to the inside here, and then it's like a sandwich. Remember, we've done this before. It's a sandwich, so it has the interior piece. And so what we're going to work on today is how to achieve this interior piece, okay? So what I was saying about the visual is I really like that, let's go back here. I really like that look of a patterned piece. This is one I just got off the machine. Here's the patterned piece with, see the polka dots in the background? I don't know, that looks really charming to me. So that makes this all the easier, because what you're going to do is put your pattern paper face down on your mat, and then you're going to pretend like both sides are white, you know, and you're going to do your scoring, and then you're going to do your writing with the pen. So let me show you, first of all, how to find these images. Let me see if you can find them. No, that's not it. I had them all set up here. Let's see. All right, well, cannot seem to figure out where they are, but let me show you right on the fly. Okay, so these are Anna Griffin cards. We've done her cards before. They're very elegant, and they're all these different, you know, layers to them. And one of the things that's kind of like a little hidden gem, it's an Easter egg, if use my son's terminology, is that she's put in a lot of her cartridges, she's put in these drawn sentiments. And I wanted to show you, first of all, how to find them, and then also how to attach them into and make your card with a drawn sentiment inside. Even though it's text, this is considered an image. So when you're going to look for them, you're going to go over here to the image, if you can see me, but here, you're going to go to the image area, and let's start over, okay? We're going to go to the top right-hand side where the search image sets is. The box is there. Click on cartridges. Remember, cartridges is just a different name for an image set. It's a group of images that they work together, and they're all like, they're similar. So a cartridge and an image set, just interchangeable descriptions. So in this particular case, I know that that these sentiments come from an Anna Griffin cartridge image set. Even I get tongue-tied about it. It actually comes from the Christmas cards. And here, here's one thing. So when you do an image set, you need to keep your search. You might have to try a couple different parameters for right now, because I know they're trying to figure out a way how to really kind of search and sift through all of this information now that they have like tons and tons of images. And if you're an Access subscriber, you end up with a whole lot of images, and it makes it hard to find things. So just so you know that. Anyway, so I happen to know that here, Anna's Christmas cards and embellishments too. See here, it says 155 images in here. Well, it only is going to show you what, 10 or so images. So you got to click on there and see the entire cartridge, which is huge. Right? These are all the cartridges. So in addition to giving you all of these penned things, there are all these other projects, including a bunch of cards, a bunch of embellishments that easily could make it on top of a package or on a gift tag or whatever. So they're interchangeable. But the thing I really, really like about this particular cartridge is all the pen designs. And here's where you find them. Anna's Christmas cards and embellishments. So you can go through the entire cartridge. And there are other cartridges that have this type of thing. I think that they might be specific to Anna Griffin, because it's kind of her style to have this complete and elegant cards, finished product card. So this is a good way to really, I think having a sentiment printed inside or written inside is so beautiful. So I just have to give her tons and tons of kudos, Anna, for coming up with this idea. So anyway, you can go through here and you can see all of these penned images, the penned sentiments. I'm going to just choose a couple here so you can see. And down here in the bottom, I'm not sure, I might be just out of frame, but that's how I know what images I've selected to pull into my canvas. So here, let me just make things completely simple. Okay, so I pulled in a couple of these images, and I can resize them however way I want to. Let's see if this will, no. I can also change the color. So, if for you are very visual and you need to know that your black pen or marker is going to show up on your white background, you can change colors. It's super easy to change colors here. I personally, I'm very, very visual, and so I tend to keep things the colors that the machine or the designer wants me to do it in, because I have a hard time sort of swapping them out in my brain, if that makes any sense or whatever. But so anyway, there's that. So you can change the color. All you have to do is you click on the image, the sentiment, and go up here to where it says line type. And you'll see it says draw, and then there is a red box there. So that when you click on that red box, you have a choice of all the colors that are available. These happen just to be the fine point, but look, they have extra fine point, which is that 0.3 millimeters. They have the gel pens, 1 millimeter, glitter gel pens, markers, calligraphy pens, and the two different size calligraphy pens. So this is where we can make the distinction of the kind of marker, and this is where we can make the distinction of the color of the marker. This could prove really helpful if you're the kind of person that likes to do a lot of drawing with the pens, and maybe you want the machine to stop and allow you to switch out colors. You can indicate different colors that way. It doesn't have to, the color that you choose doesn't have to match the color that you put in the machine, but you just need to make a distinction between the red and the black. So on the image. So anyway, that's just about that. So here we can change the color to green or whatever we want to change it to, okay? And so once we have our, I'm going to detach this so you can see. Once we have our interior piece of the card in there, we're going to take our text, our image, whatever, the sentiment. And by the way, sometimes, look, sometimes it hides behind. And this really simple way to make it go forward is just to go to Arrange, which is up here, and choose Send to Front. And then all of a sudden, so it's like you're working on your desktop, you know, and then you can resize this whatever way you wish. If you want it really small, you want it really large, you want to put it up here, you want to put it down there, whatever you want to do. Once you're happy with where you've placed it, you're going to select the entire thing and going to go over to the right hand side. I'm going to try to see if you can see this. I'm going to go over to the right hand side where at the very top where it says, no, I'm sorry, at the very bottom that says attach. Okay, grouping and attaching are not the same thing. Attaching is going to make sure that when you go and cut this out, okay, here we go. When you go to cut this out, let's go back and detach that. And by the way, you can do that. You can detach if you feel like, oh, I should have put it more up top or in the middle or whatever. You can always just go and detach, play around with it, change the size, change the color, do anything you want to do with it before you attach it again, okay? And you attach it by selecting both this and the below piece, right? You select them all and then you attach. Now, what if you forget and you do group? Well, and it's kind of hard to see this, but when you go to cut this out, let me see if it shows me. Okay, it shows that my sentiment is not on my card, and oh my gosh, what do I do? Well, that's just a really simple fix. You just need to go back and make sure that your sentiment and your card are attached together. And attached is in the bottom right hand side, that toolbar on the bottom on the right hand side down here. See? Attach. And now when we go to do make it, ta-da, it's right there. So and then you can just send it to your Maker or your Explorer machines, and it will go through the process of asking you what is the material. In this case, it's a medium cardstock, so we choose that. And then you will see over here that it says load black pen in clamp A, and then it also says load single scoring wheel in clamp B, and then load matte. But it's not going to be in that order. The way the machines work is that they do scoring first and then writing and then cutting. So score, write, cut. That's the order that they go in. And if you wanted to, for instance, change, I want to show you this too. This is a little off the subject, but if you wanted to change the scoring wheel to, say, if you have a Maker and you wanted to change it to a stylus, and I do this more times than I want to admit because I get lazy. I don't want to take the scoring wheel, put it in and take it out and change into the blade. I don't know if you're the same way, but I get kind of lazy. So I sometimes just want to make a card and just have the regular scoring stylus. So here's where you can do it. You hit, okay, you guys, you need to keep it down. Okay, you can go over here to Edit Tools. You hit Edit Tools and you choose Scoring Stylus, right? And it's surrounded by a little green box. And you're set to go. Teddy bear. So, and oh, good boy. So, the kids are still barking, and I do apologize. Oh my gosh. All right. If he doesn't stop, I'm going to have to, let me see if I can get him to stop. You guys, you need to stop. Mommy's recording, please. Okay. All right, so just to finish up here, what I'm doing is showing you how to change the tools and how to, in what order to do the writing. So I just put in a piece of paper to my maker machine is going through, and I wanted to show you what the screen shows, which first it's asking me to is about the scoring. Remember the scoring. So it's going to go through and do the scoring, and it will tell you 100% scored, like on that screen. And then a pop-up will come up, and it says to load your pen into the machine, which goes on the left-hand side, right? And then you have to hit that middle button again, that flashing button again, to get the machine to go. But once you do, it goes through the process of writing on the paper, right? So scoring, writing, and then cutting, okay? And one thing that I get a lot is like people go, why does it start to write on one side and then move over to the other side? This is an engineering question. I have no idea, and I have asked the folks at Cricut about this, and I never really get a really good answer, so I'm going to have to press them the next time. But I don't know why the machine does that. I think it's because they wanted to make allowances for the wetness of the ink on the paper, which is the only reason I can think of when they ask you the different size pens, but maybe that's a reach, I don't know. But at any rate, if anybody knows, please tell me, because I'm dying to know this information. Okay, so anyway, so that is how you put a written sentiment. And remember that even though it's in writing, it's not text. It is an image, and you go to the image section, you do a search for Anna, and you can find Anna's Christmas cards and embellishments 2 is where I found all of these sentiments. And I want to just show you a couple of them. So again, this one I didn't do all the layers, and I used a piece of gold paper and laid it on, with that side on the mat so I could do the writing on there. Doesn't that look fabulous? Ooh, look at me, I'm a designer. Okay, so, and then here are a couple others that I did, right, with the writing on the inside. I'm not going to show you how to put the whole card together, because I feel like we've done it a couple of times. And if you are curious to know how these layered cards go together, I would encourage you to look up layered cards on my video list on YouTube, and it will show you how to make these layered cards. It's just a whole lot of glue, a whole lot of patience, and just a little bit of thought to create a most amazing Christmas card that people are going to say, you made that? No, you didn't make that, right? And you're just going to be, people are just going to be looking on the back to see. Maybe that you should sign your cards. I never thought of that. That would be a good thing. But people are going to be looking on the back to see if it was a Hallmark. It's going to be that beautiful. Okay, so follow these steps. Let me know if you have any questions, because I understand there's a lot of steps here, but you can do it. You can make these gorgeous cards, and people are really seriously going to say to you, like, oh my God, you made that, or where did I get ones like that? I really like, oh, let me buy one from you. I get that a lot, people wanting to buy them for me. I never sell my card. Well, I don't want to say never. Once in a while I'll sell my cards, but usually people, when they ask, I just give it to them for free, because I feel like, I use them for demonstration. They have them left over after I made the demonstration. So I give almost all of my stuff away once I've done the video. So anyway, okay, enough about me. I hope you found this very useful. It's a little bit long, but it's also really a fun technique. It really makes your finished product looked just so amazing that you are going to get all kinds of people asking you, hey, where did you get that card? And that, to me, is like the ultimate compliment, is when people mistake, and not the fake mistake, because, you know, there are some people like, oh, where'd you buy this? You know, but I'm talking about those people who genuinely, they, usually they're fellow crafters, but they genuinely understand and appreciate how hard it is to do something like this. And know that it's really hard to put a value on this kind of work. Same thing with all kinds of other crafts like knitting, sewing, and crocheting. I always am amazed that some of these people try to make money from that work. I've done that work, and it is painstaking. It is an act of love. It is not it's not something you do to get rich. And the same thing for card making. It's not something you do to get rich, but rather something that it fulfills this essential desire of being creatively challenged inside of you. And then there's that amazing feeling you get when you give it to someone else and they understand and appreciate it. And frankly, to me, that's worth more than the few dollars that I would have to pay, or I would get from selling one of my cards. But anyway. All right, thanks for coming today. My name is Rita, and this is my channel, Miss Rita to the Rescue. I hope you've enjoyed my video. It's actually a little bit longer than most all of my videos have been, but most of them are like between 10 and 15 minutes, and they are all they're all available on my YouTube page. Please subscribe. I have only 50 more subscribers to reach my goal of 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell somebody else, and just share the love, because that's all I'm trying to do, is to get people more interested and more involved in their creativity. Thanks so much for coming today. You make it a great day.